Hello, everyone. Jose J. Garcia with Garcia Mohome University. My guest for today, he is out of Africa, other side of the world again. He is a conversion marketing and optimization specialist. Leon Lategan, how are you?
Jose, I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me on your show.
Absolutely, it is a pleasure. So, like we were speaking before we came on here, I first saw you on Real Success. You mentioned there's another one this upcoming weekend, which definitely cannot wait to check out. Now, are you going to be on that one?
I am, correct.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so we'll definitely look forward to seeing you on that. And I watch a lot of your videos, a lot of this positive energy, a lot of motivation, and definitely good tips that you're giving out. But for those that don't know you, tell us about you.
Yeah, so I'm a coach and a creator of entrepreneurs. So I coach existing entrepreneurs. I have entrepreneurs from 35 different countries, 125 cities around the world on my platform, where I coach them on a weekly basis, live. And then there's a whole lot of recordings and stuff, and we give them landing pages and tools. We basically got an entrepreneur platform that we invite people on. And then I also work as a conversion optimization and marketing specialist, which basically is one-on-one with corporates and big business, where they bring me in one-on-one, face-to-face, and help them optimize their conversions, which is basically quite simple, actually. The best example of conversion optimization is taking a website. So if you have 100 people come to a website, the average conversion is 2.35, which means 2.35 people will become your customer out of 100 visitors, which is really, really bad, actually very low. Sorry, I'm just going to...
Go ahead.
We have a problem with electricity here, so I've got my my booster making a noise in my ear there. And so conversion optimization is basically increasing your optimization, your conversions. And a conversion would be a prospect into a customer. So for example, my top conversion on a website would be 36%. And the average is 2% on a website.
Wow.
And when I ask the question, I've probably asked the question to 19,000 people over the last year. And one of the questions is, does your website bring you significant business? And the answer is a standard 95 to 98% no. It's really, really bad if you think about it. So that's one of my areas that I specialize in. And the interesting thing is that I'm actually a university dropout. So I studied business science marketing. I went to university for 4 years. I failed. I left. Today I'm a specialist in marketing. So it's quite interesting. So yeah, that's my background. And when I say coach and creative entrepreneurs, I also have a business where we take, South Africa has a massive unemployment rate, huge, as in one of the highest in the world, close to 38% of our working population. And so we have all our grade 12s coming leaving school. So we launched 3 weeks ago, we launched a program to take those grade 12s and help them start businesses in the next year. So we're training them for a whole year. And we're about to launch that school globally as well, specifically for grade 12s leaving school, who cannot get into university or college, as you might call it in this, well, I don't know what you call it all over the world, different names. So these are the people who want to actually start a business. So we believe we're creating employers, not employees. There are no jobs. In South Africa, there's over 11 million people unemployed, which means there are no jobs. So what's the point of teaching someone to take a slot as a job when there are no jobs? So let's create the employers to start businesses at a young age and actually employ people. So that's one of my purpose-driven, that's a purpose-driven business. And we took our first intake and we started 3 weeks ago, and it's going phenomenally. We have 55 students on board, and we hope to now, as I say, grow that. We launched it a bit late in the year, but as I say, we're launching it in the States and in the UK in the next month or two.
Absolutely. No, that is interesting. I definitely have some questions because when it comes to website, and I was actually talking to Saqib. I don't know if you're familiar, Saqib, who is the creator, CEO, owner of Clubify. And he was talking about something similar. It's the same as that you can have a website, landing pages, all this, but most people still don't even know you're there. And even the people that do visit have very little interest. It's weird how that works. So I do have some questions for you on that. But as starting from a business point, what is one of the first things that people starting a business should do? Should it be a website, advertisement?
No, I think the first thing they need to do is identify their target audience. Who they're going after.
Okay.
Most people have a business or a business idea, and they need to do their research into their audience before they do anything. And they need to zoom in on that audience. I call it precision targeting. And in fact, yesterday I did a talk at a small one of these workspace, these guys people come and work they pay rental to work in them. They have desks and they're hot desks and that. So I spoke to about 40 business owners and entrepreneurs. And when I asked them, who's your target audience? Who are you targeting with your specific product or service? The answer is always the same. And when I'm telling you what I'm telling you now, I've generally asked this question to over 19,000 people.
Wow.
And the question is, who's your audience? And people throw out women or CEOs or lawyers or marketing managers. And I go, are those marketing managers in Siberia, in Australia, or in Japan? And they go, no, in my country. And I go, so we've already zoomed it down. And are you dealing with all of them in your country, or are you dealing with the ones only in your state or your city? Or, oh, no, I only deal with the ones in my city. Oh, okay. So we've narrowed it down a little bit further. So we're coming down the funnel. And the reason for that is because when you say all women, and maybe you can help all women, but you don't have enough money to get to all women. You don't have a budget big enough. Not even the only ones who have that type of budget is Coca-Cola and those guys. So when you've got a minimal budget as an entrepreneur, you need to zoom in on your not what I call, but your absolute ideal prospect. You must almost be able to give them an age, an agenda, and an income level, and what do they read? What websites do they visit? Do they visit Fox or do they visit CNN? Do they go to Facebook or do they go to Twitter? Do they go to YouTube or do they go to Snapchat? And once you've identified your ideal prospect, you go after them and you spend all your money there. You can't go on Facebook and drop an ad and hope that some people in your audience are going to find you, because then you're spray painting and you're wasting your money, basically. So I always say, identify your ideal prospect, do your demographics, your psychographics, your behavioral, and your geographics. And when you've got those four, then you can start expanding your target base.
Interesting. That makes sense. Absolutely. So yes, Facebook is actually a form of advertisement the way we do. Now, I'm in mobile homes, manufactured housing. I'm an investor, coach, and mentor in that. I've been doing it well over 7 years, and growth is definitely something that I think we all struggle as business owners, is trying to get more. And definitely from my coaching side, that's actually one of the questions I have for you after this, after the air, is getting people to see your product. There's just not enough people seeing it. And like you mentioned, I mean, maybe it's just a target trying to reach out to the right people. We've tried in the past radio ads that kind of hit. What would you say is the number one way to advertise?
Okay, so there is no number one way, because it comes down to your ideal prospect again, right?
Okay.
Take, for example, so Facebook is known as a disruptive platform, whereas Google is known as a contextual platform. So what do I mean by that? If I go to Facebook, I don't go there to look for advertising. So when you put an ad in front of me on Facebook, you're disrupting my feed. If you think about that, right? Doesn't mean you won't get me, but you are disrupting my feed. If I go to Google and I place an ad and I'm searching for a financial advisor and my ad jumps up, it's contextual. So contextual is generally much stronger than disruptive.
Okay.
So when you're doing disruptive advertising on Facebook, you've got to be very careful. And therefore you need to be, come back to the precision target. So let's say, for example, someone sells vegan bars, right? And they put up an ad. Oh, we sell vegan bars, and they target women between the age of 25 and 35 or whatever. And they put the vegan bar up and they say, we're selling vegan bars. And it's open to all women between 25 and 35. But what they can do on Facebook is they can look and say, hold on, women between the age of 25 and 35 who might belong to an anti-cruelty website, which means now they don't, anti-cruelty animals, anti-cruelty. So now, okay, so wow, now they've got more focused on someone who genuinely is interested in the vegan bar, because you can't just go to all women. How do you know who's vegan? So you have to find little interesting things to say that person might be vegan because they are anti-animal cruelty. So if they're anti-animal cruelty, there's a huge chance they might not eat meat. So now it's a much better audience, right?
Huh.
So now you talk about Google. If I type into Google vegan bar and your ad jumps up, you can't get any better than that. I mean, that is targeting the person who searches for you.
All right.
So it all depends on your audience. You know, you might want to go to YouTube, depending on if you're in the youth, you want to go to Snapchat, or you want to go to TikTok. So there is no perfect place. The perfect place is based on that target audience and where they hang out. And once you've got your target audience, then you need to find out where they hang out. So where do I find them? And that's basically what platforms are they on. Now I've got the audience and I've got the platform. Now comes the messaging. Because now you got to hook them into your messaging. You can't just say, who wants a vegan bar? That's quite weak advertising. And that's what happens. You see, who wants to lose weight? And you go, there's millions of people who want to lose weight, and there are millions of people selling weight loss products. You can't say who wants to lose weight. It doesn't ring. You're not going to, you might get 1 out of 10 people if you're lucky. So there is no, to answer your question, there is no ideal platform. It's based on your target audience.
Interesting. Absolutely. Good stuff. So, you know, there's many services that we provide within my business itself. And one thing that we've noticed is there's questions coming where there shouldn't be. And by that is, one is a service, one is more of a product per se. I've heard you mention something about individual landing pages for every product. How important is it? You know, the website is one thing of its own, but for every product or service you provide, you should have a landing page, right?
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, I've got an expression, websites are a joke. People like look at me like I'm mad. But then when I point out that 95 to 98% don't work, then it kind of rings home a little bit that my website doesn't work. So why am I paying for the hosting? And why did I buy the website in the first place? And so a landing page is a very specific page. It's got a couple of criteria. Most people think they know what a landing page is, but probably 19,000 people I've asked, maybe one person's got the answer right. And that's as bad as it is. So they generally think a landing page is when you land on the home page, or a page you land on, or it's your product page. No, it's not that. A landing page is a very specific page. It is a one page. It's a one-page website, basically. But it also is there's some strict criteria to that landing page. And some of the criteria are, there's only one product or service on that page. So most people say, well, okay, well, I've got my one product there. But when you're on that page, there are no choices for you on that page. You can't go see the other product. So let's take a financial advisor again. If a financial advisor offers health insurance and home insurance and car insurance, each of those sits on a landing page. And when I'm on the car insurance page, I cannot see the home insurance page. Okay? You don't show it to me. People can't get this. Yeah, but I want to show them what else I do. No, no, you don't want to show them what else you do.
Right.
But the thing about that motor, I think you call it motor insurance in the States, but if I land on that motor insurance page, it's because I've searched for motor insurance. Right. So contextually, again, you're hooking me up with the motor insurance page. And then you don't just offer motor insurance. You say there, I am the motor insurance expert. And that you're going to be one of the only guys in the world who says that right there and then. And it immediately differentiates yourself. So let me give you a beautiful example. So if someone's had a baby, as an example, and she's now put on some weight, she's maybe feeling a bit overweight, she might be feeling self-conscious, and she wants to get back to where she was before her pregnancy. So she goes to Google or she goes to Facebook and she searches, asking people for a personal trainer. And some people say, yeah, go see this website or go see that website, or on Google, you'll find the websites there. And you click on the one, and that website says, hi, my name's Charlie. I'm a personal trainer and I give nutritional advice. Now that would probably be your standard website for personal trainers. But then you find this man's landing page, Leon. Leon's also a personal trainer. And when you land there, it says, hi, my name is Leon. I'm a personal trainer. I help women, dedicated women, who've just had a baby, to get back to where they were before they had the baby, and to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months, still eating the food they love. Which personal trainer are you going to, Jose? Okay, I'm getting 100% conversion. Do you see what conversion is?
Mhm.
So I put out but then they go, but then but I don't only deal with those people. And I go, that's fine, because your next landing page is for the skinny guy who
Mhm.
goes searching on Google. But when he finds Charlie, it's the same website. It's the same one that the woman who had a baby found. So think of your business. You've got different target segments. They're all seeing the same thing. You're not talking to them. So when they land on my landing page from Google or for Facebook, and it says, hi, my name's Leon, I'm a personal trainer. I specialize in helping skinny guys bulk up about 15 pounds in the next 3 months so they can get more self-confidence and not feel humiliated. I mean, you've got me. Compared to Charlie. Charlie's giving the same message to every target audience. And that's where landing pages are so special and are so powerful. And my top landing page, as I say, was 36% conversion. So no one can dispute it with me. And yet I've been teaching this for, I'm telling you now, close to 20 years.
Wow.
And there's still people who are hearing it for the first time. When I go on these conferences on Sunday night, when I'm talking, I'm telling you, the whole room will have not ever used the landing page, don't even know what it is. And when I tell them, they are like, wow. And then my question is, how many of you have gone and implemented it? Because the ones who've implemented, who I work with, man, their results are something astounding. And you can see why, because if that woman who's had a baby lands on my page, I've got a chance of 100% conversion.
Sure. That was actually my next question, is one of the biggest mistakes that they make. And it sounds like being too vague with their message and mixing the landing pages, too many services on one. And we've done that. We've just bunched everything. Well, here, make sure we cover everybody. And I think it was more confusion than was the message at the end of it. But it's also that vague. The way you're pointing it out is you're very direct. You are specifically, so it's hitting right home on that. Interesting.
Yeah, if I'm targeting women who've just had a baby and who are health and fitness conscious, I can easily get them on Facebook. And just think about how many women are having a baby. I mean, I can't actually spend enough money to get to them all. But that is such a defined audience. Now I go for the wealthier ones because they can afford the personal trainer. So I start cutting that group down and rather spend my money on every single wealthy woman who's just had a baby and who's health and fitness conscious. And I won't be able to get to them all with my budget anyway. So why would I even want to offer any one of my services when that is my primary audience and I can spend all my money there? And then if I've got some other money, I go to the skinny guys who've got lots of money who want to put on some bulk. And so my audience can grow, and I can go to professional athletes, but then I've got a personal training page just for me training professional athletes. So there's a myriad of businesses you can do and segments you can do. But if you do them refined and precision targeted, man, your business goes through the roof. I've had one of my clients 20x his business, 20x.
Wow. Would you say this is one of, if not the main reason why businesses don't achieve their full potential? That they lack that growth because of this?
Well, yeah, I won't say, my role when I meet businesses is I can point out 20 holes in their business that's leaking. And this is one of them. But this is a big one, right? It really is a big one because everyone is on the internet searching. We're all going to Google. We're all going to Facebook. Mm-hmm. And if they just got that one channel right, and the young guy who 20x his business, if I told you how much I spent a month, you'd be quite shocked. Because basically on advertising, I spent $70 a month. And he got 20x his business. So it just shows, I mean, the power of it, because he didn't have a website. So I was quite glad he didn't have a website. I said, well done, because it's not going to work anyway. And we built him a one-page website. And with that one-page website, in 5 months, he 20x'd his business. So that is definitely a key element in, but the landing page, there's other elements to the landing page. You also have to, what's important about your landing page is the focus on one product. There's only one conversion goal on the landing page. In other words, if you're using it to register people for a webinar, then that's all you're using it for. If you're using it to get people to subscribe to your newsletter, then that's all you're using it for. If you want them to contact you for an inquiry, that's all you use it for. So that's the goal. And then the other critical element of a landing page is your value proposition. And once again, interestingly enough, when I asked that question, and I've asked that question to 19,000 people, one guy in Jordan actually defined it. The only guy in the world who's defined what a value proposition is. Most companies don't know. And it's quite interesting because if you never did a value proposition when you started your business, then you probably understand why you're struggling. Because a value proposition answers one question and one question only. And that question is, if I'm your ideal customer, why should I buy from you rather than your competitors? And if you can answer that question intelligently and effectively, because it's not easy, if you can answer that question intelligently and effectively, you will rule your industry. So go back to my value proposition that I told you about with the lady who's just had a baby. I help dedicated mothers lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months by getting them back to where they were and eating the food they love. That's my value proposition. But so to say, hi, I'm a personal trainer and nutritional advice, there's no value proposition there. So, but that just shows if you land on mine or Charlie's, you coming to me. So the value proposition on your landing page is equally important, because if you have a landing page and you say, hi, I'm a personal trainer and I'd give nutritional advice, you've just blown your landing page away. It doesn't work. So the value proposition on your landing page is as critical as the landing page itself.
Absolutely. That is great stuff. 2 last questions for you. You've helped a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of businesses, and like you mentioned, taking them to that next level. But are all businesses the same in a way?
Yeah. So I've also been lucky enough to travel to 20 cities throughout the world, and from the poorest countries to Qatar, which has got the highest per capita in the world of 110,000 US dollars. Whereas in South Africa, I think ours is 15,000 US dollars, and I think the States is 60,000 US dollars, and I think the UK is 40,000. So Qatar is like the wealthiest country of them all. And I presented to multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs in 15 different cities around the world. And in fact, I had a billionaire in my workshop in Egypt. And I said, what are you doing here? Why are you in my workshop? And he said, because of your title. And my title was simply, let's not bullshit each other. Your business can be doing so much better. Why isn't it? And he wanted to know if his business could be doing better. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. Because you'd think a billionaire wouldn't really give a damn. Anyway, so my title was actually my catch for him. But having spoken and workshopped with these guys, so from Mauritius to Tanzania to Qatar to Bahrain to Jordan to Egypt, they all have the same problems in their business. So landing pages, their marketing message, their follow-up systems. That's another huge problem in companies, is their follow-up system and the way we answer calls and the way we handle those calls and the way we get back to those people, etc. So yes, I think that doesn't matter what size that business is, the stuff that and I'm not a strategist, I'm more a tactician. So I'm also known as a growth hacker. So I look for things that can help your growth. I'm not going to sit and plan your year for you. I'm just going to come in and go, you're doing that wrong, fix it, and you'll make more money. And they all have the same issues. So I've worked with some of the biggest, you must know Vodafone. Vodafone's a big telecom operator in the whole of Europe, and it's the biggest in UK, and it's the biggest in the whole of Africa. Our local guys called Vodacom. They have, I think in Africa alone, they have 55 million subscribers. I worked with them as well, and same problems. There's the way they talk to their customers, the way they follow up with their customers. Their website had a conversion of 1.8%. And they've got a UX team. I don't know if you know a UX and UI team. It's one of the only companies in South Africa that has a UX team, which is a user experience and user interface team. So these guys are supposed to be professionals in conversion optimization, and yet they weren't even getting it right. So yes, I think most businesses struggle on a very similar level with the same basic things. And I'm not even talking the more complex things. I'm just talking basic.
Right. Interesting. No, absolutely. So last question, you say you've been doing this for well over 20 years. So you're very successful. You've made many people very successful. What is next for Leon?
Next for Leon is we've just launched our global platform. So the guys who run the summit, we now partnered with them. So we basically got together. They run the summit. They run it globally, as you know. I mean, over 130 countries come to the summit.
Wow.
We've partnered with them, and we've created a third company called the realentrepreneuracademy.com. And on that site is where our members come and join, and they get 12 months access, and they get access to real-time networking, all the coaching, the landing pages, the tools, the hosting, the directory, everything. And that's our main goal. We want it to be the number one entrepreneur platform in the world, basically. So they really are the traffic driver, because as you said, you can have a website and that, but you also got to get the traffic. So they bring the traffic, they do all the marketing for the summit. I get to speak on the summit, and then we get people from the summit into our platform. And then so that's really my number one. Well, no, I've got two goals. That's my number one project. And the second one, which sits right next to it, is the School of Entrepreneurship. And that we're launching globally, as I said as well. We're testing it now here in South Africa. We've got 55 students on the program. So far, it's going well. We've built the website. They come in every lecture. They have to attend lectures every single day for 8 months. It's a full-time thing. And when they've attended the lecture, they get points. So there's gamification included. And then they can see where they are on the ladder, and we can see who hasn't done their course. And they have to answer questions. They're basically building their next business. So in the next 6 to 8 months, we hope to have 55 new businesses running. And wow. We want to launch probably our next course in September, and that'll be open for global, because we are January to December school year. So most of like Europe and the States is June to July. That, it's half. So we'll launch our next one in August, September. So we hope to get the grade 12s leaving school at the end of this year, middle June, or I think June they write their exams, May, June. And so we're targeting them, and then we'll have the course will be upgraded by then, because we're going through all our tweaks and our teething problems. Sure. And then we're going to be ready to offer this 8-month. We're probably going to shorten the course. And that reason is for me to grab grade 12s. I'm not big on sending people to university. And the reason for that is because the parents and the grade 12s that I've interviewed, the biggest problem, and I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world at the moment, but in South Africa, 47% of our students going to university will drop out before finishing their 3-year degree.
Wow.
And one of the reasons for that is they've gone into something just because, you must go to university straight after school.
Sure.
When they're not mature enough, they don't quite know what they want to do. They think they want to be a chartered accountant, but when they start studying chartered accountancy, they go, oh my word, this is the most boring thing in the world. So what we do is we open them up to 19 different business areas in our course. So they can still go study if they don't want to start a business, but at least they go study with a more mature mind and having opened their brain to different areas. They might decide, well, I don't want to do engineering anymore. I actually want to go into customer experience. I want to be the next CXO of a company, or I want to go into marketing, or I want to go into sales, or I want to go into network marketing. So that is really a purpose-driven website to help our grade 12s leaving school around the globe.
No, that's good. That's great stuff. A lot of big things coming. Good to hear. Yes, sir, for sure. I got a couple questions here in a second, but how can people connect with you?
So if they want to, they can go to our website, which is realentrepreneuracademy.com. Or they can email me on leon@leonlategan.co.za.
Okay, and I'll link those as well to our video here, so anybody tuning in or watches this video, they can easily click on that and access to you. So, well, Leon, it has been a pleasure having you on here, sir. I got one more question. Don't go anywhere, but thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you very much, my man.